type of site.
Now, has there ever been a dick that's too big where you were like, okay, no?
You know what? Yes.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Why am I thinking his real name? Mandingo. I mean, I did it, but when I did anal with Mandingo, I remember I had to fly here on a red eye after the scene. I was like, I cannot believe I have to sit down for a whole flight right now. You know what I mean? But he's big. You've seen Mandingo. You guys
Can we
have seen
rewind
Mandingo.
this a little bit? She said anal with the biggest dick
Yeah,
ever.
that's
not even just
that
regular
wouldn't
sex
work
with the
for
biggest
me.
dick ever. Anal with the biggest dick ever?
Yeah.
Girl.
I can't say what's up. It's Lip Service. I'm Angela Yee.
I'm Gigi McGuire.
I'm Stephanie Santiago.
I'm L'Oreal.
And we are wet with excitement.
Yes.
Because we have Lisa Ann here with us.
Hello.
Hello, ladies.
Hi.
This is definitely the most beautiful table of women I've ever sat with for an interview.
That's
No
very
doubt.
nice. Thank
That
you.
means a lot because you know some amazingly beautiful women.
I do, but look at this table. It's powerful. Thank you for having me.
And your
Thanks for
spirits
coming.
are so good. She actually came here by herself early to get ready for the interview, which I
Right.
can appreciate because you've been in entertainment forever. And sometimes people get like really just, you know.
Diva-ish.
Yeah, and it affects me as a producer because talent will show up so late that then I have to pay overtime on the location. So it costs me money, you know, and when they get there, you can't really be upset because you don't want to make that moment even worse. So you just kind of have to take
Deal
it.
with
And
it.
so
Right.
I always make sure I'm early. I'll sit down the street and have a coffee or a snack and just kind of tweet a little bit and get my feelings. It's just better than rushing.
Y'all know I'm the same way, right?
Yeah, Angela will go to the airport 3 hours
I just told her
before.
that.
Oh my God, it's so annoying. And then if you're flying with her, don't fly with her, cause she'll be like, "Where are you? So you didn't leave yet?" Da da da. And she's the worst with
I'm
that
the
stuff.
same. And by the way, I have friends that I meet them at the airport because they stress me out wanting to be late. And I just want to get through security and not be sweating it.
I want to go sit in the Sky Club.
Yep, me too.
See,
And I
that's
just-
what I was about to say. You go early because you can sit in the Sky Club.
You
We
can
not
too
going-
when I'm there.
When you're there, right. But when you're not there, I'm not going to the airport to sit in the terminal. Well, LaGuardia and JFK, they have the cool terminal with the little iPads now.
But also, there's nothing
Yeah,
worse than
that's
being late. And I think part of that, like you said, as a producer, you understand the value of time is money, right? And for me, because I do, morning radio, I know also when people are late how it affects the whole day. So that's why I'm always like cognizant of that. And you never know what could go wrong.
But when people are late, to diffuse it, I usually just say, better late than pregnant.
Right.
And then we move on.
Moving on.
Now
I like that.
let's talk about your business savvy, because first of all, and let's be very clear, Lisa Ann is the one person that I will say that I said that Lisa Ann's coming on.
And everybody was
service.
like,
Everybody said something.
And I think all of us told like our respective people, and everyone was like, "Oh my God,
Oh
I'm
my
so
God.
excited!
So
Can I
much.
come? Can
So
I
many
just hang
people
out?
just-
Can I watch?"
right.
the
What-
guys show us like their favorite video of yours. I'm like, really?
You just have this
Yeah.
downloaded on your phone.
Right.
Like, let me show you my favorite one. I'm like,
You know,
okay.
if you look into the psychology of it, these men are smart. And they've watched me for years be very consistent. I'm kind of a rite of passage to young men all over the world. I did a tour of Italy last year, and I was even more loved there by the men than here. So what they see is something that has no guilt attached to it. So they can enjoy watching me. I am a willing participant, and they know it, and they know I love it. And so I think there's that, because sometimes you watch a girl, you really like her, and then it gets dark, you realize like she's not looking right,
yeah.
and the guys will pull away from that because then there's some guilt associated with their porn. So with me, it's just like, yo, this chick's okay. She's cool with me watching. She likes doing it. This is a win for everybody. I'm going to support this.
Yeah.
Yes,
No, it's great.
You are like the #1 most searched porn star, and
Wow.
in America.
Wow, that's
In
That's
the world.
insane.
How does that feel for you?
It's interesting because when I got in the business, there was no internet, and I never really had a goal other than to provide myself like 3 basic things. I wanted to make my own money, travel and see the world, and make my own schedule. That's really all I wanted from life. I didn't care if I got married, if I had kids. That's it. Just that financial freedom is such a big deal. And so the business provided me that. And then the side bonus is meeting people. I mean, it doesn't always go well. There's some guys that are uber creepy when they meet
sure.
me.
I'm
Like,
sure.
I'm
Yeah.
safe
Yeah,
in
I
this
can
room right now, as
imagine.
excited as everybody may be, but like there's some creepy shit that goes down.
No, these guys are creepy.
I don't know. Yeah, I had to
don't
look
try to
around.
find.
We're just buffering.
So you're saying if they saw me on the street, it would be different?
They might
I
be
don't
like,
know.
"Hey,
I saw
it's
your
different."
Look, they're
Service
all
earlier.
shaking their head. Yes, Dan is red.
You make me
especially the
We
ones
didn't
with the
even call
beard.
you out yet.
Every day at least 10 men walk up to me out of nowhere and just look at me and say, "Oh my God, Lisa, I love you."
That has to be amazing. Like, that has to be an amazing feeling to receive so much love and respect.
And it's also sweet because they're willing to express an emotion that maybe they're not even telling their girlfriend yet. Like, they're still in denial with her. But they just come out. My friends watch it and they're like, it's just so neat. You bring out such a soft side in people.
And then you made the transition, like you said, to producing. And so what made you realize, okay, I'm not only going to star in these movies, but I have to produce them? What was that transition like?
It was very important at a time when I really thought the scenes that I was being asked to do were going to a level that I wasn't comfortable. I'm fine being the MILF, you know what I mean? That's cute. I get to be with the hot pool guy. Like, I'm down. This is good, you know? But when they wanted me to be a stepmom, and then when it really turned into this, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to work for other people. I'm just going to produce my own content. I'm going to stylize it the way I want. I'm going to put it out the way I want. And though other people will still offer me more money to work for them. And I now work for Brazzers like 2 days a month, but they let me have complete creative control of the script, what I'm comfortable with. And I've also started the conversation, like, you know, you guys are pushing girls to do things that you don't know if it's something bad happened in their real life. And we don't do a survey when we get in the business. We're not asking people what they've been up against. So I just felt it was time. And now that I'm doing this, other girls are coming forward and saying, you know what, I'm also not comfortable playing that role. And so it's making a nice little list for production companies to be real with.
Nice. Well, what kind of roles? Now, you did mention the stepmother role. What kind of things make you uncomfortable?
There's a lot of incestual stuff. There's a lot of derogatory stuff.
Right.
There's a lot of
weird.
Aggressive stuff. I'm not into being choked, and I'm not judging anybody that is, but it's just not my thing.
Right.
I'm not into being spit on, smacked, like, you know, and so this is so common now that I became a little bit anxious about going on set and afraid, like, what am I up against? I have to talk to the director. I have to talk to the guy. Are they working behind my back? Like, what's going on here? And that didn't feel good. So those are the type of scenes I wanted to pull away from.
Has somebody ever done something like unexpected that wasn't in the script that you were like, now hold up?
My very first scene I ever did, during the scene, the guy smacked me across my face.
No.
Oh, no.
And
Did you smack him back?
I just stopped and looked right at the camera. We were shooting on film back then, so you were never supposed to make them cut when they weren't ready to cut. So it was like this big hole. And I looked at him and I'm like, yo, what did I do? You know? And he's like, oh, that's just what I do. I'm like, okay,
Not
let's
me.
talk
Not
about
to
this
me.
now.
That's not
Let's
in the
talk.
script.
And I was
Sorry.
young, you know? It was my
Yeah.
first scene. And so I knew young from interviewing girls that worked at my club in Pennsylvania that were porn stars. They would come in and dance every week, and I would ask them all these questions about what I need to know. I knew I could have a no list. So as soon as that scene was over, I said to him, yo, I'm cool with you. I'm sure we're going to see each other a lot, but we're never working together again. You're first guy I ever worked with, first guy on my no list.
Grand
And we
opening,
stuck
grand
to it. And
closing.
we remained friends, and he hired me for his production company years later.
That's so
It was
funny.
always really cool, but he was like, hey, I respect the fact that you know what you do and you don't want, and you're not going to take a risk
You
again.
should have slapped the shit out of him.
I would have smacked him back. Good thing you wasn't drinking no tequila.
You should have bit his
Because
dick.
he would have got it.
I was so kind of timid then, you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
wouldn't even thought. I just had to stop and be like, huh, what was that about?
You should have
Right.
tangled up his balls.
Tied him in a knot. Made it a bow.
I love getting slapped and choked
does
and
Yeah,
love it.
spit on.
I have friends that do.
We're gonna hook you
I
up.
get it.
I love that shit.
I get it. I get it. I know there's tons of people that do. You know what I mean?
Like, I be having bruises and face marks on my face.
You might need a therapist.
No, man.
It can
I
be a
might.
phase too. You can go through sexual phases, because when I had a really shitty job, I went through a sexual phase where I liked to be choked and smacked. And then I decided to seek a therapist because I was like, okay, I'm tripping on something. And she said, you are just trying to push a level to feel something outside of how much emotion you're feeling that's penting you up from work.
I feel like when I was young, I used to like it a lot more. I used to like getting my hair pulled and like really getting beat up during sex. I really liked it. And then I got to like this middle area in my late 20s that I was like, and no, I can't. I'm too old for this. I'm tired. I can't. Let's just have regular sex. I don't want this anymore. And now I'm like,
Choke me.
choke me, slap me, give me your hand. Come on.
But does anyone tell you no?
Yeah, I've had to train guys to do it because they be scared. Like my ex, the one I was with before, the guy I'm with now, him, I had to train him a little bit. And he got with the program, though. He would give me, like, little taps while I was sucking his dick. He'll give me, like, little taps.
His poor new girlfriend is probably like, what the fuck?
I know.
She called the police on his ass.
She's like, help.
Okay, so now we're going to do this or that with you.
Okay.
And you ladies can answer too and see what you like better, okay? As far as work, solo masturbation or lesbian porn?
to
do,
watch,
for you to do.
Oh, for me to do. I love solo masturbation because it's so much fun. I love masturbating on the internet. I love doing webcam, and I like text my friends. I'm like, yo, I'm masturbating on the internet tonight. I'm so happy. I don't know why. I just find it super fun. It reminds me of the 90s when we shot a lot of solo girl stuff, and you had to be really intimate with the camera, and you had to fantasize about things to look sexy, and that's where I really found my fantasies. So
What do you fantasize about?
all kinds of things. I mean, I remember when I very first started, I was obsessed with Ben Affleck, and it was always Ben Affleck. You know what I mean? So it could be a celebrity, could be just a hot guy, could be like the cable guy shows up and he actually is really good looking. You know, a foreign man that speaks no English that will just do whatever I want.
And
you know.
not talk. Amazing.
Yeah, and just take my trash out, do my shit. But
First, you asked to watch. So, which one would it be to watch?
solo.
Solo?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you guys think that? I'm going to say Gigi's going to say she's the only one here that's like halfway a lesbian.
What, girl on girl?
Clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I love to masturbate.
So it's a tough one for you.
I love to masturbate, but if I had to choose this or that, my whole theory about sexual things with other women is why when I play with this, when I can play with that, and she'll play with that.
What about watching? Would y'all rather watch solo masturbation or lesbian porn?
Lesbian.
To me, it's like the same thing because it's like I'm watching pussy either way.
Yeah, but it's interesting to watch how girls do it. Everybody does it different. It's just like when you're asked to give a good hand job on a new guy, you don't know what does he like. Does he like it spun? Does he like it tight? Does he like
That
it
is
fast?
true.
Does he like it slow?
Yeah,
So I just like to master how the girl does it. And then, you know, like what's her jam? Is she, so that's kind of what I get into. Because if
Okay.
she's going to come, she has to do her little thing.
All
I
right.
never thought about that.
Anal or gangbang?
Oh my God, I get the anal in the gangbang. So, and because gangbangs are
Best of both worlds, baby.
yeah, and they're so hard to arrange. I definitely have to say gangbangs because there's never going to be a point in my life where I've had enough of them.
Wow.
I love group interaction, especially when guys are cool with each other, and I could just be just the one. You
Some
know?
of those dicks you had are humongous, though.
Yeah.
We were very
Huge.
intimidated.
How did you do
You're
that?
so tiny.
I can't. I couldn't.
Where
I'm
does it
just,
go?
you know what?
Where does it go?
I'm just lucky. My business partner is really flexible, and she handles all
My
of it and loves
business partner.
it.
Right.
You know, who knew
Very
how it was going to
flexible.
turn out? Some girls get sore. I was one of those girls that didn't. You know what I mean? But
I'm like,
snapback
there's
is
no
crazy.
way that's about to fit in there.
And it fits.
TP, yeah.
Oh, it fit.
Both of them.
It fit. Both of them fit.
The woman's body is amazing.
Yes, it sure is.
All right, for you guys, anal or gangbang, what do you like?
To watch?
Mhm.
Oh, gangbang probably for sure.
Because you get it all. You
Yeah,
get low
and
job.
I-
And if someone isn't looking
right.
great, you can look away and see what he's doing. Like, there's so
and
much
I'm
to
a
look at.
fan of like multiple dicks in one hole. Like,
Double penetration?
haven't
yeah,
done
like
that yet.
3 dicks in a hole, like 2. I like
I love
watching
that.
it.
That's
yeah,
my favorite.
I
Okay,
like
see, I
That's
don't
my
watch that
favorite.
either. See, I don't watch
know
that. I
about
like
that.
the DP, the vag ass,
I
and
love
no
it.
all in one. For some reason, I overthink it, so I don't watch that.
Yeah. One hole, please. One dick, one
At
hole.
a time.
one dick, one hole.
What do you-
one.
what do you say?
I think that I would rather watch gangbang
Mm-hmm.
than anal.
Me too. That's all. That's the only porn I watch.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's like my
Gangbang.
favorite.
Good to
That's my
know.
favorite.
Do you find there's not enough of it out there?
No, I really do find there's not
I'll tell you
enough.
why, because it's the hardest thing to shoot, to book, to organize. It is.
I can
A
imagine.
movie can take me a month to put everything together, all my production, all my talent. A gangbang can take me 5 months.
Damn.
Wow.
Oh,
Really?
God.
Yeah, because you have a lot of things you got to think about. You got to think about location. You definitely don't want a location with carpet. You definitely have to get a location that is willing to do it. And a lot of that narrows down to like a 10 percentile. Then you have to work out the logistics of everyone's cars because normally there isn't enough parking for everybody. Then you got to be able to show everybody's cool with everybody.
Right.
Then
Now we have Uber and Lyft. They can't just
that's
do
what I do now, yeah. But before we had to do something, we would park and meet everybody at a grocery store and drive over at the house.
Oh, wow.
And it's also like you're trying to get 10 people at the same place at the same time.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
With schedules.
So you're going to look at about 2 hours of a window where like one person might cancel or one person might get a flat tire on the way there or whatever. It is a lot to logistically plan. So that's what
Wow.
makes
Well,
them harder to
it's
put
very
together.
appreciated.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
one of the hard work that you guys
favorite.
put into making it happen.
Yeah.
Because
Thank you.
Because the
It's a
guys
good
have to
watch.
get along with each other.
Right. They
You know?
definitely do. There's
They
a lot of
do.
trust involved.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sure it is.
Have you ever been filming a gangbang and guys start like sucking each other's dick and you're like, wait a minute.
No, we keep that really separate because that wouldn't be something that we would distribute. So it's not that I'm against it, but And if they wanted to do it, it'd be fine. But when you're there, it's just business. They know we're shooting this for this type of site, and they know what the limitations are on that type of site.
Now, has there ever been a dick that's too big where you were like, okay, no?
You know what? Yes. Oh my gosh. Why am I thinking his real name? Mandingo. I mean, I did it. But when I did anal with Mandingo, I remember I had to fly here on a red eye after the scene. I was like, I cannot believe I have to sit down for a whole flight right now. You know what I mean? But he's big. You've seen Mandingo. You guys
Can we
have seen
rewind
Mandingo.
this a little bit? She said anal with the biggest dick
Yeah,
ever.
that's-
not even just
that
regular
wouldn't
sex
work
with the
for
biggest
me.
dick ever. Anal with the biggest dick ever?
Yeah.
Girl.
I can't do
You
anal.
just have to really ease in with the butt plugs, and when you have a bigger guy, you have to get a bigger butt plug, and you take about an hour before the scene to just
open
really
it up?
to just open it up and be chill.
I
you
tell
know?
you about I just can't do anal. I can't get comfortable enough because I'd be like, no, it's just gonna close. My butt just be like, no, it doesn't want to.
See, you doing it for a job, so that's one thing. But if it was for somebody I love, I'm not sitting with a butt plug in my butt for an hour.
You don't have to do that if you're not shooting, because you're not going to do it for 25 minutes like we are. You're only
okay.
going to do it for 5-6
5
minutes,
But
right?
is putting the butt
But if I
plug in
struggle-
the thing that you should do? Like, even if you just at home?
No, you don't have to go that far. The thing what people don't realize is your jaw is connected to your anus. So if you clench your teeth, your butt is definitely going to be tighter as well.
Really?
I'm definitely like this.
And after you're in the first,
Look at me sitting here like,
yeah.
You look like a chunky dog.
So just relax your jaw. Just always focus on relaxing your jaw and your breathing, and know that once you're past that first half an inch, you won't even feel it at all.
Yeah, because that has
yeah,
No,
no,
that's
when
true.
it's
Problem.
getting
That's
past the
true,
head,
though.
that's always the
That's
problem.
the problem.
And use
Especially when
silicone.
it's a mushroom
Just
head.
always
Lord.
use silicone lube instead of water lube for anal as well, and that makes a huge difference.
Really?
Yeah.
really?
You know, when I started,
The KY liquid
Right.
with the blue
Yeah,
top.
I like it for
no
the
blue
pussy.
top.
you need the silicone for anal.
What about
for
spit?
anal.
Does spit work?
Silicone
No,
Valley.
no, it's not good because it'll actually make the skin more porous and it'll make it grab more onto the dick. So you'll be pulling your own skin more. You really want to give it that glide and that protection. That's what silicone does.
There's a science to this, guys.
When I started, so I
didn't know the jaw thing. She
I
putting us
didn't
on.
I didn't start trying anal until I was in my 30s in my personal life. And my rule of thumb was I would never shoot anything I hadn't done in my personal life. So I had to do it in my personal life first. And so
to be able to make
I
money on
found
that
when-
lucky guy, you were like, look, I got to try this with you before.
I actually asked performers to help me. I had it with a guy that I was hanging out with, and then I had performers help me. But what I thought was easiest was condoms. In the beginning, I just felt because I wasn't doing it on camera, so I was doing it with condom, and I was like, wow, it's a lot easier with condom because it gives, again, a protective.
lubrication.
Yeah. And also when you put silicone lube on a condom, it stays. It doesn't soak into the skin. So that's
slides
a way
right
to
in.
try it for people too when you first start doing it is use a
Good
condom.
tip.
Angela, write down all the notes.
Serious.
You can replay. You can listen on demand, I'm sure. I'm sure we'll find it.
We want Angela to get fucked up her ass.
Clearly.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Too old.
Grown.
Too old to not have
She
had,
grown,
not to
grown.
have tried it.
Over
at least.
30s.
Yes.
So I was just over 30s too. I was 35.
Okay, so there's hope.
Yeah,
There's hope still.
maybe it'll get there if you one day.
If I tell my boyfriend I want to try anal, he'd be like, why do you all of a sudden want to try anal?
Because you
got
got
some
a
good tips from my
lesson.
bro. We
Yeah.
just went to like
I'm sure
anal
you
university
secretly wanna come
101
up with
here.
an
Okay.
This is research, and then I come back and interview her afterwards. We talk about it. How
you
did
know
it
how we
go?
always give people homework?
Give her a due date.
We have a professor here.
Give
She's
her
gonna
a
give
due
us
date.
homework.
deadline.
Yeah, give her a deadline.
Speaking of professor, I watched the Dr. Ruth documentary
Oh, I
last
saw
night,
you tweeting about that.
and I'm meeting her next week in
That's
London.
so
I
exciting.
I'm so jealous.
And now that I watched the documentary, I'm like, oh my god, my new hero. Like I might buckle. You know
I
what I
haven't
mean?
seen the
I
documentary.
gotta
yet,
I
but
have to go watch it.
She really
What's
is.
the
legend.
documentary
Bring her
on?
next
Her
time.
life.
But I mean, what channel was
Hulu.
What network?
Oh, it's on
Hulu.
Hulu. I don't have Hulu.
I got it,
I'll
yeah.
give you my
Sign up for the
password.
free
All right, yeah.
trial.
Somebody give me the damn
Yeah,
password.
get the free trial.
I'm a Netflix
I did
kind
that.
of chick.
I have Netflix,
I
too.
downloaded Hulu, did the free trial to watch something. I can't remember what
And
it was.
now they charging
And then I
you?
canceled it.
Oh, see.
I have
Hulu.
2 different people's Netflix accounts, so I can have it on different.
I love this.
Me too.
What's wrong with me?
I only downloaded Hulu to watch Flavor of Love.
What?
Sorry, I have to admit
was
that.
watching it and dying. We was watching like episode after episode after episode of Flavor of Love. That shit was hilarious.
But how about I'm offering one up and it's not even mine, it's my sister's. I'm like, well, I got one if you want to use it.
What's wrong with y'all? I don't know. All right, now one more, this or that, interracial or 69.
Interracial.
That's your thing, girl. Because that's what all the guys was like, yes. Wait, you gotta
likes
look at
black
when she's
dicks.
sucking a black dick.
69, watching 69 can be so awkward. It's a hard thing to shoot, to really get good camera angles. If the people's bodies are really different in size, it's a little bit, I mean, in real life, it's pretty hard to do.
I don't
you
even
know.
like 69s in real
69
life.
sucks.
It's awkward.
It's
Only
just
if
an
you're
awkward
drunk and you just
moment.
end up in
It's
that
also
position.
like distracting because I like to either concentrate on one or the other.
I like.
Me too.
I always trick them and stop. Like sucking the
And
dick
then you
and
just next thing
like,
you know, you're
yeah. Oh wait.
I have this thing where I like to sit on guys' face. So if I'm on
Right.
top in the 69, then I'm
It's good.
all
You stop.
You know, little reverse cowgirl, little head,
On the face.
little spin. You know.
What if a guy
Nice.
sat on your face?
No, never. Okay. You're not sitting on my face, sir. Sorry.
Do not. Do
Me and
not.
my friends were having this conversation about sucking dick from the back. Have you guys done that?
Oh,
Yes.
yes. We had a
Oh, yeah,
conversation.
we talked
Gigi
about it.
loves that.
While you were away, we had a nice
Yeah,
couple
we
of
talked
conversations
about it.
about sucking
Really?
dick from
I've
the back.
never done that.
It's amazing.
It's good for them.
I
Listen,
don't know.
L'Oreal made me try. it.
Yeah, I made Gigi do it. And
But
now,
I just feel like my man would be too uncomfortable because I'd be too close to his ass.
Or he might be
got
really
to spread 'em.
comfortable.
you got to spread
I
them.
guess you gotta
There's
do
no
that with
other
a
way
guy
to get in
who's
between.
comfortable with,
You also have to do it with a guy who's long enough to reach back there.
That's right, because if he ain't
It's
got a
not-
big enough dick,
yeah.
you
Not
ain't
gonna
gonna
Because
be
be
if,
able to do
if he
it.
has a short dick, you'll be licking his taint and
Oh,
his
my man's dick is really big.
You'll be eating his dick instead of like eating his pussy.
Do you like to suck dick from the back?
Yeah, and the size is everything. That's
Yeah.
yes.
Well, we
Yeah.
know
Be able to
yours.
reach.
You be getting the big enough
Yeah.
ones.
Well, I have real life size penis in my life as well. Luckily, the guy that I hang out with the most and have sex with him, my personal sex, also is very well equipped. Actually,
What about could
there's
you be
been
with a
times
guy?
I've not liked him and said I can't not talk to him anymore because I need that.
Dickmatized.
That's the same with my boyfriend. Like, there's times that we've been on and off for so long, and there's times like I'm like, the only reason I'm giving this nigga some pussy is because he got that dick.
I've cut
the
somebody
only
off.
reason.
I've cut somebody off for being too big. Like
Really?
I'm like I can't take it. Like I can't do it anymore. I just can't.
There should be somewhere you could pass those off on the internet.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
a list of those, like rejections for the reason of too big.
Too big. I
I think it would,
Right.
I think it
Yeah.
would really be helpful to others, and you'd
And
be
the
sharing
I'm telling you.
Auction
information.
them off.
I would definitely pass him off. Like he was really, really good, but it's just not for me.
Like
I
it
need
could
my
be a
wall.
frame color
I
on
need my
Tinder,
walls.
rejected for being too big, and then women could
You'll
like
help
flock
him
to
out.
that.
You'll help him out.
I
if
would,
you
right?
Pass him around. What about too little? Has that ever been an issue?
It has. I remember working one day on set with a guy that it was just for my website, and I remember walking off set and going into the bathroom to text my friends like, "Holy fucking shit! I can't believe this is happening right now." It was just small, and I couldn't understand how he slipped through and got into porn.
Right.
You just
What was the
assume.
vetting
Wow.
process?
You know, but in real life, I'm a pretty good gauge of not getting myself into that awkward situation.
Do you think there's a real way you could tell how big a guy's dick is without seeing it first? Because, you know, they always talk about, like, the size of his hands, the size of his feet, and
Yeah.
different things
Tall
like
and
that.
skinny.
The way
Is
he
there a
carries
way that
himself.
you can, like, have a dick dar or dick radar?
I do think the way he carries himself, and I do think
Big
you
dick
can
energy.
get big dick energy.
BDE, baby.
And also medium dick energy, but you can also sense small dick energy.
Medium.
Small dick
can
energy is like
definitely-
I think
Right.
small dick energy, you can sense that small dick
Right.
energy.
He's, like,
Yes.
angry.
right.
Yes.
He's bitter.
Got an attitude.
You know,
Or he's like, yeah, you know,
Acts like
my
he's
dick
the
is
shit,
kinda nice.
yeah.
Whenever
Right.
a guy will email me like, "Hey, I have a small dick. What am I gonna do?" I'm like, "Study in school, become a plastic surgeon. You'll still fuck hot chicks."
That's
right.
right. Give them free work.
You'll just have to
Smart.
give a discount
That
or
is
free
good
work.
advice. Yeah,
That's
I mean,
really good
don't
advice.
struggle with it. Just work the brain. That's what you were given.
Use your talents, baby.
Oh, my God.
Still end up at the same place.
Right.
Fucking the hot girls.
Now, we know you love basketball, and you're actually excited to go watch the game tonight. So what's your team?
I'm pretty neutral because I play fantasy basketball. So these are season long and daily leagues where I pick players for matchups. I really love basketball is my first love. And so it's about matchups and players that have moved teams, and I get to see them. And I just love it all. So during season, I can pretty much watch basketball 7 days a week. So I don't need to pick a team. I just play games.
But you've
That's
never had a
cool.
team?
That's so cool.
Well, I grew up a 76ers fan.
Okay.
You did
Shout
say
out
you
to
were from
Michael
PA,
Rubin.
right? Yeah,
my,
from Philly.
my okay, Easton.
Yeah.
So my very first basketball game was a 1983 76ers game. That was actually the last year that they won it all. So later in life, I collected a team-sized signed jersey with a matching ball, and Dr. J once I came into money, the first thing I wanted to do was
I
like,
was
I'm
about to say,
gonna
that's
get this
expensive.
collection. And so I would have been a Sixers fan, but I live in LA and I've lived here for a period of time as well. So like I'd be the Knicks, but they're tragic. The Lakers, they're tragic.
The Nets are doing better.
They are.
The Nets
They
are
are.
doing better.
D'Angelo Russell had a breakout season this year, and this was what we all thought he could be before he got into that Swaggy P situation about 2-3
Which
seasons
was
ago.
hilarious.
Which, by the way,
Hilarious.
is good how he's recovered from that, though. You just
But he
stay
did just
quiet
get caught
and
with
keep...
weed at the airport.
But that's
Yeah,
not
he
a big
did.
deal.
Yeah, that's not bad. He
Weed's not a big
telling
deal
his
anymore.
words
The
on his
NBA makes
board.
it a big
It's
deal.
not a big deal. It's just stupid. It
It
makes
is very
you
stupid.
doubt your overall, like, oh, was this all a fluke and you can't keep this consistent because you have friends that can pick that shit up for you. Better yet, you get friends that can put it in their bag for you. Like, weed is everywhere. Why put it in
Like, why you
put
traveling
it in an
with it?
iced tea can? Like he's gonna
Right.
get away with that through TSA.
You
There's
can't
no-
even bring iced tea through the daggone line,
Ding, ding,
which
ding,
is
ding.
the
So,
dumber thing.
Well, shout out to
Duh.
our Brooklyn Nets.
That frustrates me when I see that repeated
Look,
stupidity.
Angie got quiet. She's like Homer that disappeared
but
in the bushes.
I love the arena.
love what?
I love where the Nets play. I love Barclay.
Oh, the Barclays.
good.
During
Yeah, the
basketball
Barclays is
games,
nice.
that energy in there, the music, it's amazing.
fun.
We have to bring you to a game then. We got to do a little
Yay.
courtside Brooklyn
Okay.
Nets
Oh,
situation.
wear some good shoes.
Yes.
And we know that you've been with some NBA players.
Yes.
So you've never liked a team because you've liked somebody that you were fucking at the time?
No. I'll watch him and his stats, but I'm not going to go root for his team
For the
just because
team,
we're
just
hanging
because.
out.
Yeah.
And that would get complicated. You know
No,
what I
and
mean?
that's so corny when girls do that.
Yeah,
That's
no, I'm
so
not wearing your
corny.
jersey.
Yeah,
and you know what?
like-
I won't even hang a jersey in my house of anybody I've had sex with.
Yeah.
These are
Like,
all
no,
my
damn.
fan experiences. I don't want to put your shit up on
Right.
my wall.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
But nobody's ever really tried to like be with you, wife you up from the NBA? 'Cause
I'm very clear when I meet people and tell them what I'm looking for. And I say, you can't try and change me. I'm not going to try and change you. But I just like to see somebody and have a good time and live in that moment. Life is very complicated. We're all very busy. I don't fuck with people that are in a relationship or married. Those are my rules. So a lot of times I hang out with somebody, he gets into a little thing, then we're just friends during that time. Then they
Right.
break up, come back. But I make it very, very clear. I don't want to be with somebody. I don't want to marry somebody half my age.
Right.
I mean, I know it's hot and it's fun, but I don't need that kind of stress. You know what I mean?
Are younger guys really
I
better
want to be
in-
able to age and not fucking be tripping. And my dude looks so good and I don't.
Are younger guys really better in bed, you think, than older guys?
They're just like, I can tell what porn they watch the first time we're together. I can tell exactly what sites they go to. So that,
Really?
because
Wow.
they are
How
just.
can you tell? Give me an
because
example.
there's Brazzers style fucking is totally different than, let's say, like a Bang Bros style
I
fucking.
like
or
Brazzers. That's
Right.
like my favorite.
Oh, we're friends with Bang Bros. Shout out to Bang Bros.
Shout out to Bang Bros and the Bang Bus, which is, so you all know it is real. Stand on the corner of Miami, you might get picked up.
No
Wow.
way.
I just like to tell people. When fools ask me, I'm like, yeah, it's real. You see a van that opens the door, get the fuck in it. See what happens.
It'd be,
It'll be a good
You're gonna
time.
get
Do it.
kidnapped.
it'd be on these amateurs I've seen in like 30 other porns. I'm
It's
like,
a
"Oh,
shady
Yes.
warehouse district they drive around. But no, it's just not my thing. And I and also what's great about our rapport is once players realize I don't talk about who I'm with, they can start to come to me with things. We build a nice friendship. They know I love sports. I kind of up their ass if they do stupid shit like get caught with weed at the airport. I'm the first one to reach out.
Literally
and be
up
like,
their
yo, your
ass.
mom's gonna be pissed. You should be embarrassed. Like let's do better. And I have like this kind of really friendly, fun, simple, and easy relationship, and it's just great. And young guys are. It's just exciting because they can do it 2, 3, 4 times in a day because they're younger, than a guy, say, my age.
What are some crazy things that you've been asked to do by like an NBA player that maybe they feel more comfortable because you're a porn star? So they
Yeah.
might ask you to do shit that they wouldn't even ask their girl to do. So what are some things you've been asked to do that are off the beaten path?
I would say, there's really not much because they've shared a lot with me too. I can go to my NBA friends and be like, yo, do you have any other friends that like want to hook up? And this is where I can get like things arranged for me. So it's pretty much on the neutral. There's nothing they could ask me that would be far left.
No, but have you ever pegged one?
No, I haven't done that. But everyone knows that's not my jam because I've never done it on film.
Right.
So everyone
but
knows.
would
that
you do it
she's-
in your personal life?
I just haven't been compelled to do it. I'm not against it, but it just isn't something that's come my way.
right. Yeah.
I haven't gone there. So, but people talk to me about it, and a lot of players will ask me, how do they tell their girl that
that's
they
what they
want to
want?
do these things, or how do they discuss this, and so now there's a lot more sites that are shooting more pretty girls doing this, and I think
Right.
it's easier, it's more neutral. But no, I haven't gone there yet. But I'm a slow learner like you. Remember, I've only
Yeah.
been doing anal.
We're very alike.
Yeah. Very alike.
Now, have you ever ate someone's ass and it was dirty, like disgusting,
Oh,
and you were like,
come
no?
on,
I'm just asking.
This is
'cause I-
another thing I just don't do. I just don't do it. And I hope I'm not a disappointment, guys out there that like it. I just don't know. I
don't like doing it anymore either. I used to do it all the time, but I don't like doing it anymore.
I've never done it in my life.
Shut up.
Wait.
I'll tell you this. A director wanted me to do it in a movie, and he called me. He's like, here's what I need you to do. He's like, take your hand right now, and I'm on my phone. He's like, take your hand, make a fist, okay? He goes, that's the guy's ass. He goes, stick your tongue in. He goes, all you gotta do is
Yeah, she told us that too. L'Oreal said that.
That's it, and it doesn't taste like pennies. Gigi says,
stop with this
What kind of Capri ass you eating?
Shitty one.
This is amazing.
What's her name said on the episode?
But Gigi agreed.
Yeah.
And I did agree, but not that it's the taste, it's the feeling. It was a feeling like when you stick your tongue on a 9-volt battery, like it was a different feeling. That's all. I didn't say it tastes like.
But don't get shocked, girl.
L'Oreal just want to
I
keep
know it's
fucking
very
saying that
common.
shit.
This is where I feel like I am so not as open-minded as I thought I was.
Lisa Ann, you still got a lot to go.
My boyfriend and I have this game we play with because we do only couple things, right? All of our friends are married, right?
What would you say?
Stop, Angela. It's like a game.
We just talking about eating ass, and he's just like, we have to
She
just
gets listen, it ties into what we were talking about. So we'll ask, like in front of the girl, always in front of the wife, we ask if the guy likes to get fingers in his ass or if he likes to get his ass licked.
He's not gonna
What kind
say
of game
yes.
is
No lie. Only one. We've asked 6 couples and only one
Admitted
couple
it?
said no.
Oh.
The rest of them was like,
Did you ask
because he be
Gigi's
like,
couple?
Because
he
he
be
couldn't
like, man,
lie.
he be like, man, this girl be trying to eat my ass. I'm not with that. You with that? And they'll be like, yeah.
See, guys will admit
Guys
to that.
like it.
But it's the finger thing that they don't
They don't
want to
mind a
admit
tongue.
to.
You'd
Yeah,
be
they-
surprised they admitting to the fingers too.
Really?
Yes. I swear. Gee, did I tell you about this? We all go on couples. Like we go couples.
Couples
it'll be
events and
couple
dates,
couple
couples
everything.
night, yeah.
Couple. And we'll sit there and we'll be like, yo, do you like this?
You like a
And
couple fingers?
A guy can't lie in front of his girl because she's like,
Nigga, right. With the face.
She like, don't play. You like it.
yeah. So you'd be surprised, man. A lot of people are doing it.
A lot of people
We're
are
not.
doing it.
We're
Yep.
definitely.
I've
Stephanie's
heard-
like, because he's on the gram. So
he ain't with it.
I've heard a guy say that I know I've done it to him, like stuck my finger up his ass, and he said like, no, he doesn't do it. So I've heard somebody actually lie
They all
about
say
it.
no, they don't do
lie.
it.
Did he
They
look
all
at
say
you
they
like-
don't like a tongue. They all say they
That's
won't
why
let you
you
do a
gotta ask in
finger
front of the
until you stick your
girlfriend.
tongue in there and the finger comes to follow.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, it usually be the guys that be like, I would never let anybody do that to me.
That's the ones that's taking two
You
fingers.
put 2 fingers in them, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Come in, come
Has
in.
anyone here busted out a strap on? I mean, this is my next question.
No, but I want to.
Ooh.
I'm with a
the
guy
peace
that
sign in
definitely
their
won't
ass.
let me do it, so it'll
Okay.
never happen. But yeah, I was.
No,
I want to.
Just on a
I
guy.
don't even do toys at all. Like
I want to do that
on yourself even.
No, I don't do toys.
I suggest wearing a strap on under your pants for a day and just walking around. Sometimes
With
when
a hard
I
on.
dress,
I think it's
I
gonna
put
fit.
one on just to fuck with people because I feel so much more like bossy, like adjusting
Yeah.
it all the time.
Right.
It's like,
way.
yeah, just wear cargo pants over
No, they're gonna
it.
be
Just
like
for fun.
L'Oreal's a
Not using-
hermaphrodite.
I know.
and
I
that's
wonder if
just
having a
not
dick is
enough.
fun.
You
Do
need
it with some gray
toys.
sweatpants on,
You
love.
need
You guys, is it
toys.
fun to have a
I'm
dick?
scared.
There's toys that work
They
with
say
an
yes,
app
it's fun.
now.
It's fun to
Okay.
have a dick.
You know,
swinging around
there's
in a
toys
helicopter.
with an app, and your guy can be playing with it from
No,
an app
seriously.
somewhere else, and
He
you
can play
be
with your
home.
dick on the app.
Listen, if I had a dick for a day, the first thing I would do is swing it around in a helicopter, and then I would go fuck as many bitches as
No,
I could.
I would get my dick sucked. I want to like come on somebody's face like.
You want to come on somebody's face?
I would get my dick sucked all day.
That is
like,
your reenaction of what it's like when your dude comes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Who came
That
on
is
your
your
face like
I
that?
want a man like just period.
That's hilarious.
I say I would just be fucking squirt,
You just
skiing
do
on
that like you
everybody.
were Corky or something.
I don't know. That's what I would do.
All right, so Lisa Ann, you have some homework to do yourself.
Okay, what's my homework?
We told you just now. You gotta eat some ass.
It's too much work for me. I just don't think I should have to do that much work in bed. You know what I mean? I feel like I have earned my trump card and that I do
Literally.
minimal. You know what I mean? Like I'll give a
Literally.
blowjob because I want to, but everything else is really going to be on you. You know what I mean? You're going to be the one where your legs are sore. I'm going to be the one that's super relaxed.
That's
how
your
I
secret.
feel.
That's how you able to take these big black dicks because you got
She's
them
very
just be
relaxed.
chilling.
Did she
Somebody
relax her
give
jaw?
you those pointers, or did you figure that out?
I
just-
figured that out.
All right, now I want to ask you this, Lisa Ann. So is it better for you when you work with somebody that you've been working with, that you're comfortable with, or do you like new dick?
I like working with people I'm comfortable with. And I really have a tough time meeting someone for the first time on the shoot. It's awkward for me. I like to get to know them a little bit, look forward to it.
Right.
Now, if I do that, which I had to a couple of weeks ago because someone canceled, I used a guy that I literally called 25 people and asked because they know me, they know what I'm good with. Because sometimes the kids come on set, the young guys, and they're so nervous they talk too much. And I have to tell the director, yo, my knees are welding fucking shut. I don't want to fuck this dude. He's got to shut the fuck
He's
up.
yapping.
Just tell him to stop, and it grinds me a bit, and they don't know how to touch me or not touch me. And when a guy gets nervous with me the first couple times, I'll be bruised after the scene because when they're trying to not come, they'll squeeze your arm and not really think about it and put their weight on you. And so, but the guys that know you know everything, how you like to be propped up, what your better side is, all these, they know I want to show my triceps, so they'll pull my arm back. So they know me. And also it's fun. It's like a extended dating life where you know what they like too. You know how to help them come too. I know when I work with Rob Piper, all we have to do is kiss. And if he's starting to lose his edge a little bit, all we have to do is kiss, make eye contact, and connect, and he's fucking hard again. That's so powerful.
What do you guys think too? I'm sure all of y'all just because everybody's in relationships except L'Oreal. But that's good. She's been in a long-term relationship and now she's single, which is amazing.
How long was your long term?
It was about 5 years, almost 5 years. It was 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. So I think it's fun to be single after you've been in a relationship that didn't turn out the way you anticipated. So it's time to have a good time. So do you like being with somebody that you're used to, or is it really fun, getting new dick?
See, with me, y'all already know, I'll deal with somebody I dealt with before I'll just go out and find a whole new, because it could be a waste.
Sometimes you got to go dig in the archives.
You get what I'm saying? And I might not have had no problem with the person that, it might have just been we moved away or
whatever.
Something happened. It's it would never just be somebody that I actually broke up with and had a big problem. It wouldn't be that. But somebody that I dealt with before, yes, absolutely. I'd rather do that than find out somebody got a pinky dick and I just wasted my pussy.
I'd much rather be with somebody
That's
that
how
I
men and
already
women are
know
different.
is good and bad.
Because
my
men
body.
are going to do it just to do it.
And we're also more afraid. Men can invite a woman over and not think she's going to rob them or
Oh, yes,
beat
we do,
them
girl.
or whatever. Or, but we have to be more guarded. So to just put ourselves with a complete stranger is jarring,
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I think physically that's true, but women definitely do rob men.
That's true. They love the basketball
Nowadays.
players, these girls. Makes me so angry. Makes me angry because then when I listen to sports radio, I have to call into every sports show because I hear these broadcasters talking about the player like he's a fucking idiot. And I always say to the broadcaster, yo, you've never had 2 girls offer to come home to your place at the same fucking time. You
Not
don't
your
even know the
level.
mindset, so don't be so judgmental. He's just young. I mean, nobody cares about you, so you may have done the same thing. but
Nobody cares about you.
you're not on the news for it. You know what I mean? But I take it personally as an insult because they don't know the situation.
Nobody cares about you is the best line.
True.
That's the name of this episode.
Hell yeah.
Nobody cares about you. All right, now people always ask questions, right? They ask lip service questions, so we want to get your input. All right. I've been married for over 6 years and with my spouse for more than 10. Our entire relationship has been a constant argument about sex. I've always felt like I'm the only person that initiates or puts effort into it. We go weeks at a time without sex. I feel like my only option at this point is to file for divorce. I don't want to step out. We have kids, so it's tough to just leave the marriage, but I'm tired of feeling neglected and sexually frustrated. We are in our early 30s.
Wait, is this the woman or the man?
This is a woman. She's been married and
He's cheating.
He's
on her.
cheating.
He doesn't have a drive.
No,
It's been
he's
weeks
cheating.
since they had sex. He's having sex. He's just not having it
No,
with
she
her.
said since the beginning of their relationship.
they've been married for over 6 years.
They've always argued about sex.
Yeah, they've always argued about sex because
I would
she's
say-
always the one initiating.
and they've been together for 10 years.
They have to go to a sex
Either
therapist.
that.
And some guys just don't have a drive. A friend of mine, she's with somebody, and she's always wanting to have sex, and he just doesn't have a drive. He's always tired, and he kind of has a penis issue. It doesn't get all the way hard.
Erectile dysfunction.
But is it
Yes.
for her or did it ever get hard?
It's getting hard for Timmy.
In the beginning, they had some good sex, but I feel like as they've gotten used to each other, the sex started to lack.
That's why I don't believe when guys say that. Like, because every time I hear a situation like that, they're always like, well, he's probably having dysfunctions. I always ask my first question, did y'all ever have good sex before? And they be like, yeah, it used to be amazing. So that's not what the problem is. He don't have a problem.
But stress sometimes can trigger that too.
100%. And also sometimes the man doesn't look at the woman the same when she becomes a mother. I mean, that's that's something that many women deal with.
Or when you gain that said they didn't want to have sex with the child's mother after they had the baby.
I know a lot
for
of guys
a very
that
long
don't wanna
time.
have
It was
sex
somebody on
with
the
their
show who
child.
told us
remember
that. Like, I wouldn't touch her after that.
Right.
It's too
But
bad.
then they ended up getting
Eventually,
back. I can't remember who
it was
but
somebody.
Yeah, people go through things. And I think, like, financially, if you're going through it at work and things aren't going well and you don't feel good, it is, like, sex is a very mental thing also. Like, think about us. Like, sometimes you're mad, you're stressed out, things aren't going well. You don't really feel like...
I feel like that always helps me.
Yeah, when I'm stressed out, I'm like, oh, I need some dick.
That's why I
But
don't
I
get
see
it.
what you're
Some
saying.
dick and a
Also,
good
kids
blunt.
are a huge responsibility.
Right.
And when you have
People be
kids like
tired.
that, people are tired. I
Well,
don't
see,
know how.
that's different. With the kids running around, it's probably not sexy. They're yelling and throwing shit. And no, that's probably what the problem
And then
is. with the
sometimes
kids.
people get resentful in relationships. Like, if you feel like I'm home with the kids, I'm doing all the work, and you're kind of resentful. And you're like, why do
Y'all
I
need
have to
a
do everything?
getaway or
And
something.
resentment is the silent killer of all relationships was the first thing I learned when I went to marriage counseling when I was married in my 20s. It is true. Resentment is the silent killer because it just builds up.
Tell us about this marriage in your 20s.
Yes, there was a marriage. We're still very good friends. It was just our wedding anniversary, May 12th. We always talk on our birthdays and our wedding anniversary.
Oh, that's nice.
I was young. He was my first and really only boyfriend of my whole life.
Wow.
I'm just a free spirit that really likes to be on her own. And though we had so many great years, we were together for 7 years, only married for 2. But we traveled together and had a really good time. We partied a lot. It was in the day when I was like, ecstasy was everything. And it was the early 90s. I'm going through that phase, and to just have a partner in crime. But you grow apart and things get stressful and words get said. And I'm one of those people that once words are said, I have a really hard time forgiving.
Right.
And, so we just decided we did not have a prenup. So, of course, I made money, so I had to buy my way out of the marriage. But money is nothing. Like, you can always make more money.
But
your
you're still
happiness.
his friend?
It is what it is. You know what I mean? That's how the books work. You know,
You're
that's how
so
the state
nice.
work. But we
so nice.
we did have 3 rules. We had he had to move back to Florida if we split up. I got to stay in California where I was living. Whatever friends you brought in, you take with you, and we don't start, and we do not stay in touch with each other's families. And so we really stuck to that. So it was a respectful breakup. Had he stayed in California, we would have been back and forth for like 3 years.
Yeah, I don't like him.
It would have been right.
I'm listening because he took your money.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to rob him. He's one of the
Act up.
But was he supportive of your career?
I wasn't shooting at that time. I met him.
But you were making money. So
I was dancing and he went on the road with me. So we just kind of partied on the road and hooked up with other girls.
'Cause
You know what I mean? He was living a good life.
Good
Yeah, because in
times.
other words, if he was supportive
It was
and
fun.
working with you, then he does deserve.
Of course. That's
Oh,
why I
like,
looked at
okay.
it. Because
Like-
his social wasn't paying in anything. You know what I mean? Social Security. So it was my responsibility. And I didn't see it. I wasn't bitter about it.
Right, as long as you're not bitter.
I was bitter because he tried to take my signed Michael Jordan jersey, and on the because we went to a mediator, and we had all of our paperwork, everything's neutral. This is the number you came up with, because he was like, "Show me the money and I'll go," and I'm like, "Just come up with a number and you can go."
Wow.
Yeah, those are the words that you can't take back. And I see on there Michael Jordan jersey. I'm like, "Fuck no! Now I got to go hire a lawyer." So I go and I hire a lawyer.
Wait, it was yours.
It was
like you
mine.
purchased it.
Right.
Why would
I
crazy.
didn't purchase it. I got it in a random way on the road from a fan that he didn't believe it was going to be real, and I paid to get it free. It was mine, right?
How dare he try to steal a gift?
So the lawyer says to me, "This is fine. Just says the Michael Jordan jersey. Doesn't say autographed, authenticated." So you
get any Michael
He's
Jordan
like, "You
jersey.
go to but Big Five right now. You buy him a Jordan jersey
And give it to
You
him.
walk in there. You're done." I was like, So like every year on his birthday,
so mad.
every year on his birthday, that's the only thing he gets to me is that picture. Like, "You're the best ex-husband ever. Happy birthday."
With the Michael
There's
Jordan
the Jordan
jersey.
jersey.
That's
Still got it.
hilarious. That's really funny.
Hilarious.
So, did y'all have like a real wedding, or was it like a?
We did have a real wedding. We got married in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
At an old mansion called the Sarah Mansion. It was just a small wedding of like 40 people. But I did a butterfly release, which was so great because it's not even legal anymore to do that. It was so awesome. I was so beautiful. But it was a special day. You can troll very far back on my Instagram. I should place one as a Flashback Friday.
Yeah, that's a
I'll
good
do a
Flashback
wedding
Friday.
photo. But it was an experience, and I think people should try things without clamoring on that it has to work. Not everything has to work. And when you start to argue, I draw the line fast. I'm not going past 90 days of arguing. This isn't getting better. We fight every day to make money. We fight every day to be safe. Do you really want to come home and argue with your spouse? No. And we had a business at a time. I had a day spa as well as being on the road dancing. And I just moved out and lived on the massage bed for months while I let him just pack up his shit. Because I was like, I don't even want to come back in here and have you standing over me trying to change my mind. I will just live there and fall off that massage bed about once a week, which is like, it sucked. But we had a shower. We had everything I needed, and it was just easier. You know, I just wanted it to be done. I wanted to move forward.
And you got what you needed.
She said I fell off.
Once a week.
That sucks. Right. And they're not that comfortable either. They're good for a massage, but an 8-hour night's sleep, not great.
You're like,
yeah, you was mad y'all didn't get a couch, huh?
So mad. The couch was in the lobby where people could look in the window and see me. I wasn't about that life. It was so private that I was doing that. I had my shit in my car every day. My staff did not know that was happening.
Oh my God. Now here's the next question. My boyfriend in 2 months keeps gifting me with lavish gifts. I'm very appreciative. However, he loves to brag about how much each thing costs as he gives it to me. That bag could pay your rent for a month. Here's the catch.
There's the catch.
Here's the catch. It's all fake as hell.
No.
I don't require these lavish gifts. I'm fine with whatever. I just don't know how to bring this up. Should I bring it up? I know it will embarrass him, but I do feel deceived and embarrassed that he tells my friends how real everything is and they know better.
So it's not fake? The products are fake?
Yes. And he's bragging.
He's bringing to her like Chinaman Chanel bags. Canal Street, Louis Vuitton.
God, I want to beat the fuck out of him. Because I was going to say,
and
if
then
they're
brags
real,
about it.
just fucking sell them all, break up with them, and cash out now.
Right. Yeah.
Cut your fucking law.
Listen, that's the biggest thing right now, luxury consignment.
It is.
Yeah.
Poshmark.
Not
I mean,
if it's
Used
fake.
is the new. Not if it's fake. It has to be authentic.
we are
But
now,
used is the new.
we are now
Yes,
a circular
absolutely.
economy, which is amazing for brands.
Has anybody ever given y'all anything fake?
Nah.
Somebody
I don't
one
play
of my
that shit.
customers back when I was a dancer. I used to be a dancer. I was
Yeah.
going to bring this up, but I didn't
Okay.
want to, interrupt you. But there was a couple times where I wanted to mention it. But back when I was a dancer, this guy was like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I was like, "A Cartier watch." And then he came in like right before Christmas with a fake ass Cartier watch. It was so fake that it was still like in a little plastic wrap.
No.
And I was just like, "But that's fake." And he was just like, "Look, like, how do you know? Like, it looks fake." Like, so yeah.
that's fake.
Did you think he could afford the Cartier watch? And did you think he
Yes.
would do it?
I did. I was dumb. I'm like, I told my friends, like, "Oh my God, he said he buying me a watch." And then when he came in with the watch, I was like, that shit fake.
Aw, jeez.
Yeah.
Where do
Sorry.
they get off with this fake shit? Like, that's bold to me.
That was like in the very beginning too. Like when I was still working at the Lilas, which is the very first club
In
I ever
Philly?
worked at. Yeah, that was the very first club I ever worked at.
I remember when that club was the grand opening.
With Summer and that whole thing with
in the 90s,
yeah,
when they put that was the first club in Philly that had lap dances, and it was the first time I ever did a lap dance, and I didn't do another
I
one
was
for
just there
20
yesterday,
fucking
as a
years.
matter of
Why? What happened during this lap
Because
dance?
it was
they didn't
20.
slap you too.
It was $20 at the time.
Yep.
And at the time, this was he played for the Sixers, so I was like, okay, I want to do a dance for him. And I later saw him in life and told him the story. And he touched me the whole time. And then I walked over to the
You're not
manager, and
supposed
I'm
to
like,
touch.
right. And I said to the manager, like, all right, like, it's $20. How much you get? He goes, we get half. I go, fuck this. I'm not doing dances. I'll just collect my tips on stage. It just wasn't worth it to me because you are fighting the guy's hands off
the
of
whole
you.
time.
I didn't do another one for 20 years.
Damn.
I just
They
hustled
could
on
at least
stage.
gave you your money, like your full 20.
But now
Yeah,
I
they
see
do.
stuff go down, like the
It
girls.
goes down,
But
yeah.
Lila's is a
Different.
fun club.
I was literally just there yesterday.
Oh, it's still open.
Yeah.
Yes, I was
Yeah,
just
good,
there.
clean fun. That's
Yeah,
their logo.
I danced there like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Oh,
there.
we might all need to go to
Yeah,
Delilah.
let's go to Delilah.
It's a fun
Delilah.
club.
It is. It really is.
So nobody else never got a fake?
Man, I would be so insulted. What if I didn't know it was a fake and then I like rocked it out? My friends were like, "Yo, that's fake," or someone.
See, that's the problem.
Now, look, the problem with him is that he's passing it off and bragging. One thing that you're passing off, but the fact that you're bragging about how much it costs, saying like, "Oh, this could pay your rent," when it really can't even pay the cable bill. Like, come
Yeah, because if he
on.
wasn't bragging, it would be a kind of the thought, the
There's
thought
at least
that
a thought that
counts.
counts.
the thought is still
Or
kinda
maybe
whack.
somebody's selling it to him, telling him that it's real, but he can't be bragging about how much it costs if you really didn't pay that much
Right,
for it.
because it might
You know
be
what
his
I'm saying?
man that's a scammer. He like, yo, I got
Exactly.
this bag.
Oh, that's true.
Exactly.
Because
From
a
the
lot
China
of
man.
people buy
Fake stuff from
yeah.
scammers. I know
Yeah.
some people who have done that.
Yes,
Yes.
you do.
No
Yeah,
matter
so-
real or fake, you should never
He
talk
shouldn't
about
brag.
a gift that you
Exactly.
how
He
much.
shouldn't brag
and
about
don't discount
how much
her
it
rent.
costs.
Like, don't. That's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
I would.
I'd
I,
be
Take
like,
the
I'd
bag
rather you
back.
pay my
I
rent
was just
than
about
give me
to
this
say
fake
that.
bag.
Take the bag back and pay the
Listen,
rent.
so my advice for her, I think
Real
you should call
rent.
him out.
Yeah, you definitely have to call him out.
I think you should call him out.
And break up with him. You gotta
she
break
called
up
him
with
her
him.
boyfriend.
Clearly, but
and it's only been
they've
2
only
months.
been they've only been dating for 2 months, so you need to call him out on his BS and throw all that fake ass bullshit back at him and end the whole relationship
She shoulda-
because
I don't
this
know
is
how
going
she-
nowhere fast.
And you know what? You can say, I'm not sure if you're aware, but this isn't real.
Right.
I'll just be like, you bought me all this fake ass shit.
I'll be like, instead of buying me fake bags, why don't you pay the rent since it could pay for my rent?
Hello.
Right.
All right.
Broke.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was a kid, I probably had a fake.
I
Louis
did too,
Vuitton bag.
but I
different. Now
had it.
that's
Nobody
grown
gave
up.
It wasn't
it to
good.
me.
No,
Yeah.
I knew it was fake. Shit.
I definitely
I
know
had
it
a
was
fake
fake,
Gucci
too.
bag.
When we was younger, I feel like, well, all my friends would say everybody used to go get their little fake shit
was right
off of
down the
Canal
street.
Street.
Yeah.
But
They
we
had
was
good
also-
fakes too.
Yeah,
They
we
had
was
really
also like
good
They
in
did
fakes.
have
7th
good
grade.
Yeah, but that's
Right,
what
when
I'm
you were
saying.
young.
We were teenagers.
When you really couldn't afford to buy the real
Yeah.
thing.
I
Like,
had
I was
somebody
like
give me gold
14.
earrings once, but he just handed to me in his hand. I think he stole them from somebody.
No.
Well, at least they were real. I'd rather you steal them than like.
No.
Packaging.
I think he robbed somebody. He was like,
here,
I got you some
got you
earrings.
Them
They don't
shits
even
was
have a
his
box.
sisters. He took them.
All right, so here's the next question. I got out of an abusive relationship about 2 months ago. I've been dating a little bit and met a guy that's super nice. At first, I was overly cautious because of stuff I've already been through, but I realized that's not really fair to him. So I opened up more. Now that I've been less on guard, he's showing less interest. I also overheard him tell a friend that he thinks I talk too much. I know I talk a lot. But why is he talking shit about me and not just telling me? It just seems like everything is worse on the weekends. I think because he's hanging with his guys and he gets some with the boys energy. He's been really sweet and seemed like he actually wanted a relationship until the weekend and he's with his guys. He kind of gets douchey and acts like a fuck boy on these nights.
Because he's fucking his
Like,
boys.
he's
Fucking someone else. 100%.
Which one is the
I'm
real
sure
him?
on this one. On this one, I'm sure.
He's fucking
probably
someone
his
else.
boys.
Yeah, he's picking fights with her so that he can go out and do his own thing.
That's what they do,
That-
sis.
that's
That's
what
exactly what
they
they
do.
do. And I learned how to do it, and I do it too.
Oh, shit.
I've done it when it's just I'm not going out and having fun. I just don't want to be bothered that night.
Yeah,
I just
that
don't want to
too.
put makeup
That
on.
too.
I'm already home, and I'm
Right.
just like, I'll be like, I'll get salty. And
Just
then-
bring up some old shit. That always works. And then be like, see, this is exactly why. Like, and then that's it. Like, don't answer your phone. You could get away with anything. You could go to China.
And
could
you
go-
know how guys that when you get in an argument, they'll just like fall back and
Yeah.
leave you alone. And
Yeah,
you be
they
like,
will.
all right, I'll go away for the weekend.
Because they probably talking to their side bitch. So they're like, all right,
Probably.
she's mad.
How are you about guys coming to your house?
There's just a handful of guys that come to my house, and there's my main guy is like the guy that spent the most time at my house, but I don't really go out much, so it's hard for me to be in public with a guy because I'm on a date and dudes will just walk up and be like, yo, can I have a photo? And I just feel like so awkward for them. So if you're gonna see me, you're gonna see me at my house. I cook. I love to cook.
What's your specialty?
Anything. I'm vegan, so I cook a lot of good vegan stuff, but I also make Italian. I'll cook whatever anybody wants.
Nice.
There we go. Lisa
I have a
Ann.
grill too, and I do grill.
Nice.
All right, so here's the last one for you. All right, so my boyfriend, baby daddy, is currently in prison facing a bit of time. But prior to him going, we made an agreement I would stick by his side.
Huh?
I didn't know. Stephanie got a laugh. She like, that never works. All right. I didn't know the full extent of everything going on because we were living apart during the time he got in trouble. Well, once discoveries and witness recordings started coming out, one of the witnesses was a female he used to date. Well, she goes on to say my dude was over her house trying to get with her, blah, blah. But he never mentioned her before, so we made our agreement. He never mentioned her before we made our agreement for me to stick by his side. I'm a woman of my word, so would I be wrong for leaving him while he's locked up because of this? He has cheated on me in the past, and he has been physically, mentally abusive. I'm confused on what to do.
Bye, girl.
Physically
Get out.
and mentally.
Bye.
Leave
No,
that
no, no,
man
no.
Yeah.
in jail and let his witness support him through that bitch.
He's a
witness.
Yeah,
she can
let-
still
let
know that
the
she stuck to
right-
her word, but his situation voided out her.
Yeah, it's
and
void.
also they
It's
weren't
voided.
together when this started to happen. The downside is she has a child with him, and she's still gonna have to have relations and be civil with him, but dating him, don't wait.
Thank God you
Move
weren't
on,
on those
girl.
recordings, girl, and you don't have to be a witness.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
true,
what I have to
that's
say.
true.
That's God giving you a
That's
sign.
true.
Get out, okay?
Get out.
Yeah.
He spares
Run.
you.
Yes.
Get out of the situation. And you should never feel guilty about something like that. Because guess what? You locked up. I found out you were cheating. Thank you, God, for giving me an out.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to go with what God is giving you, the signs that you're getting from the universe or whatever people want to call it.
And then maybe
Like,
People like me.
Yeah, go. You have to take the signs. Like, God can only send you so much before, for you to notice. You're going to keep skipping off on the right way to go, the right path.
And he had to know she was gonna find out some way somehow.
Yeah, that's a
witness
sign.
recordings.
Those are public
That's a
things.
He should have gave her a little
Yeah.
heads
He
up.
should have been honest.
Yeah.
Now, if he was honest in the beginning and was like, "Listen,
This is what's
I
going
fucked
on."
up. It's this, that, and the third," but he's not doing none of that. He's lying, convincing her something. He probably still fucking with somebody else. Like, it's just you gotta chill. Because if he's hiding that, who knows what the fuck else he's hiding?
Also,
Timmy.
I'm embarrassed that this bitch you used to fuck is now a witness.
Exactly.
I'm embarrassed for you. Your dick was
My
trash.
friend went and
I've
did
seen
3
something
years
like
in
that
jail,
before.
and her discovery was another girl at the ATM. Her and her man at the ATM pictures in her discovery of her man cheating on her.
And she didn't know nothing
And
about
meanwhile,
the girl.
she's sitting
In
the
jail. 3 years.
Some guys
for
are
him.
more upset
Yeah.
when they get locked up that you have their phone than anything else. Like, oh man, she got my phone.
But they could approve who has their phones or not.
Yes.
So
Okay.
like you come pick. Yeah, I know mad people in jail.
Yeah, but
I
it's
know,
like,
I see.
it's like either you give your phone to your girl or you
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, and the feds
you
get
make
that shit.
yourself
You
look
gotta
bad.
make a choice. They'd probably rather give it to the
feds.
feds.
That's
Wow.
Just go on and
I'm
take
not gonna
it.
go Right. Let's forget
Yeah, I
it.
just take the bid.
We're gonna give your phone to your girl. No.
No.
Give it to the feds.
No.
I'd rather go to jail.
Niggas with that rather go to jail.
I'll sit.
So, Lisa Ann, what would you say is the difference between how you used to have sex when you were younger and what you do now?
Now I'm more able to communicate what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I think as women, we just gravitate towards that. And I also just don't waste my time. I know I got to be connected to somebody to enjoy personal sex with them. So it's like, it's really hard for me to do the fuckboy thing at this point in my life. You know what I mean? I've crossed over that. It was great while it lasted, but now it's like, if you're just a fucking idiot and I'm just fucking you anyway, then what does that say about me?
Right.
That's
That you're
changed.
fucking an
You're a
idiot.
fuckboy lover.
But it took me until about 45 to get there. So, I mean, this is a new thing. Okay, it's only 2 years old where I'm like, still sticking, like the fuckboys text. And I'm like, not driven to make a move, not responding. They think I don't have that number anymore. Just leave it that way.
Can you remember your first orgasm ever? And what you thought, like, what's going on here?
I remember
The
mine.
first, like, really, really, really good sex I had was on set.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because I just felt like I was in such a safe place. It was a girl that I knew from her coming to Pennsylvania and dancing. Her name was Lena, and she helped me get in the business. And it was a guy that I ended up kind of dating a bit because I thought I was in love with him, but really it was just the best sex.
Right.
And it was just this comfortable environment of a three-way scene, and I just felt like it was my second movie. I'm in LA. This is what I'm doing right now. It's such a sexual environment. It's so empowering to just be that free. It's like you're in another zone for the whole day you're shooting. It's just a freedom for me. So that was really probably my best like orgasms where I understood what was happening. Someone was talking to me and explaining it to me, and it was like having it
That's
coached
her first
through.
memorable one.
Yeah. Easton, Pennsylvania, where I grew up. Nah, not so
None of
great.
that.
My first boyfriend was named Guy. That says anything. There was sex, and it was Guy.
Italian.
Just lame.
What about you, Stephanie? You said you remember your first
I
orgasm.
remember my first orgasm because it was the first. All right, I'm from Chelsea. I'm from Manhattan, and we back in the day we had Channel 35 at nighttime, and we was the box
I know
during
exactly
the day.
what
I remember that.
Remember it was the box.
I thought it was
think
Channel
Brooklyn.
31.
I think Brooklyn had it too.
Yeah, we had it. You could order videos and you had to pay.
Exactly.
Yeah,
the
you had to
box
pay
it was
during
Channel
the
51
day.
in Philly.
Yeah, and then
Imagine that.
At night it'll be like 957 number commercials all night.
Like little.
Yeah, it'll be like
Porno
people,
looking
yeah,
shit.
porn. It'll
Yeah.
be like quick.
And then it'll
porno
cut off
clips.
and be.
Yeah.
And then you gotta change the channel and switch it back.
Right. So one night I was up watching that by myself. I was like 10 years old, and I decided to masturbate. I didn't know what I was doing. I just decided to masturbate, and I came, and I was like, oh my God, that's what sex is for.
Right. I'm not leaving the house.
I couldn't believe it. That was my first orgasm. I remember I was young.
Did you know what it was? Like,
I came. No, I knew what it was then.
damn, I
figured it
wouldn't
out.
know. What
I
about
was a
you,
little
Gigi? You
girl,
don't remember
though.
yours? She's like, no, I don't remember.
You
I don't remember
the first
that.
time you came?
No. No, I know I was really young and I masturbated, but I don't remember like the time.
I
Like,
remember
I don't
the
remember how old
time.
I was. I don't remember.
You know what? I
exactly.
remember the first time I came from oral, from getting eaten out. I don't remember the first time I had an orgasm, but I remember the first time I came from that. Because before that, I didn't think I loved it. at all. I was like, you
Because
know.
very few guys are good at it.
Right.
I
But this
remember
one
the
guy
first-
did it, and I was like, this is amazing.
Like, yes.
I remember the first time I realized I had an internal orgasm.
Mm-hmm.
But it probably wasn't the first one I had, but it was the first time I was like, oh.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Oh, it's
because it was the difference of like, you know, the outside and the internal. So it was that one that I was just like, oh, okay. I remember that one. But yeah, no.
All right.
Which way do you like better, to internally come? I mean, to
Come from
Come
dick
from
or
right,
come
or come from
or the
vaginal.
Both. I mean, it depends who
There you
you're
go.
with. If they can make you come internally, you know, it depends who you're with. I mean, very few guys can make you come with oral because, again, they're not that
They
great
don't know
at
how to
it.
do
So,
it.
kind of both. But, you know, I find that connection for me is what can make me come the hardest. So, it's like
Right, me
the guy that I like the most in
Amen.
my life, like, we can just have sex and I just start coming. So, it's just like I'm so into him that's just
So emotionally connected.
And it's
Yeah.
not even, sometimes it don't even be that like the dick is so good and the sex is so good. It's just your connection.
Yeah.
Because then when you don't like them as much anymore, that dick is so trash.
It's
Yeah.
not even the
Right.
same. The dick isn't
It's
even
not.
that
You're
good.
like, what was
Yes,
I thinking?
agree.
This little
Like, I used
ugly
to-
dick.
I
True.
agree.
I think this shit was crazy.
Like, why is
Right.
she sweating on me?
I hate that vein.
Oh, all right. No, don't kiss me.
His balls are uneven.
save that position. You know, you got to do that one first so that you don't have the sweat. Do it in
Right.
an angle so that, like, when I'm on set, I plan the whole scene around making sure that I'm not going to be sweat on.
I hate
Do that
I hate
position while
sweaty
you're
guys
not
in the
hot.
bedroom.
Right.
Yeah.
Once
Have you
you
ever
heat
been-
up, get down.
Have you ever been with a guy that was so sweaty, his sweat was like dripping in
Drip
your
on your
eyes?
eyes.
Like,
Yeah.
And you're like,
yes.
it's
I
burning.
would never fuck him again.
It's my workplace, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
just another day at the office. Yes.
Well, Lisa Ann, we thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. This was eye-opening.
So good.
Yes.
And people
Very
love you. We
educational.
love
Can I
you
get
too.
different homework though?
Can you get different
No.
homework?
Yeah, can I get
No.
different homework? 'Cause I don't
Okay,
know-
what's something else that you haven't done? Because you haven't done that, and that's like pretty basic.
Well, does it have to be sexual? Can't it just be other homework?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, oh,
It's gotta
okay.
be sexual.
boring.
All right, then we'll have to. Maybe the listeners can come up with something.
Okay,
Yes.
maybe they will.
And you can tweet
But
it at me.
I bet you they want you to eat ass, though.
Yeah. And Angela has to get fucked in the ass.
Yes.
That's
Why you
harder
get
homework.
technical?
That's harder
now,
homework.
So I think I'm going to go try. I'm going to go buy me some
Unclench that
silicone.
jaw.
think
I'm
you're
gonna buy me some
missing out
silicone
not
lube,
eating
and I'm
ass.
gonna like not
Thanks.
clench my jaw, and I'm gonna let
Like,
you
oh,
try.
you want man butt cheeks
the word
all
of
in
the
your
day.
face, man.
Just spread them.
Ew.
I don't know. That's crazy.
That's for
No, I never
love. You
did
gotta
that.
like really fuck with somebody. You can't just go around eating everybody's ass. Like,
Fuck.
We didn't say that. She has her main guy that she likes a lot that she comes all the time from. She could eat his ass.
yeah, you could eat his
He
ass.
wouldn't be into it.
No?
No.
Finger?
I mean, it's been 10 years and we haven't gotten there
Nah,
yet.
man, you
so.
can't
He's
go-
probably
you
like,
can't
well,
skip
she
tongue
keeps
and go
acting like she
straight
don't
to
want to do
finger.
it.
You gotta,
Nah, you
that-
gotta do finger first.
You
I
gotta-
mean, tongue first.
then
Yes.
finger.
Something. I'm
Yes,
trying
yes.
to just get something
You
out of
gotta do
this.
tongue first. You can't just jump
We're
into
all
that.
straight
The
Thanks.
finger.
Get that butt plug.
Yeah, get those butt plugs.
Yeah,
you
Then
guys.
peg. Okay.
All right, but we appreciate you. And let's all not forget, we do have our Lip Service live show coming
Yes.
up on June
That's
19th
right.
at Sony Hall. It's in all of our links in our bio, so make
Yes.
sure you come check Lip Service live.
Get your
We have some
tickets.
special guests coming through. Trina is going to be there with us.
Yes, the baddest bitch.
Also, DeVal and Kadeen Ellis will be there. You guys loved them when they
We
were
love
on Lip
them.
Service.
I
and,
missed it. I missed them.
Well,
And-
you'll see them there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be wonderful.
and hopefully one day we'll all be at Delilah's together, Lisa Ann.
Yeah.
Yes, and
You gotta
this
let us
weekend.
know where you're
do you ever
in
go to
PA.
Gossip in Long Island? Because that's where I'm dancing this weekend.
You
No,
might have to
that's
go
here?
check it out.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's a pretty club.
I'm going to be in San Antonio.
Melville,
go.
Melville,
We
Long
can go.
Island.
That's a fun
When
trip.
is it?
Yeah,
What day?
Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah, we can go.
I'm going to Bobby Brown
Boo.
concert. Do you
Yeah.
wanna
Nobody
go?
can't go with me.
Come
Don't be
with me.
cruel.
You go on one of those
Don't be
nights.
cruel.
And on Saturday, I'm doing the Puerto Rican Parade Festival, and then the Puerto
was a
Rican
good
Parade on
one.
Sunday.
Y'all missed it. She said, "Don't be cruel."
All right, Lisa Ann, thank you so much
Thank you.
again. I hope your team wins, whichever team that is.
All of this, the whole thing.
Golden State Warriors?
Who you
No,
got?
she's
Players?
going for her
She's going for the
fantasy.
Warriors.
Right.
She likes the Warriors. She had a little Warriors boo.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, it'd
It
be
better not
first
be
time
my
for,
boo. No, I'm
I'm
joking.
neutral because it would be the greatest thing for Canada. It'd be the first time ever in
Toronto,
history.
right,
They got a
right.
whole, whole
I
country.
want Toronto to win, man.
Kyle Lowry's been playing for that team for
Yes.
7 years. He's got a real great life there. I'd love to see them.
I'm
go.
not gonna
Kawhi is
lie.
like my new favorite basketball player.
Really?
Yeah,
he's a
because he has so
beast.
little personality, so it's so explosive. Like that funny laugh, how he has no facial expression. It's like so
Drake
amazing.
makes me not want them to win.
That's my problem as well.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
And I love
Drake,
Drake,
but
but
it
he
grinds
makes me,
me.
yeah,
He grinds
makes
me.
me
Grinds
not
my
want them to
gears.
win.
Yeah.
Lip
All right.
service.